So AskMe.com was launched as a disruptive new age consumer platform sometime in July of 2014, right? And in last 10 months, we've seen humongous growth in terms of searches, in terms of classified ads coming up, in terms of commerce. We've seen more than 100% monthly growth, month on month. And if all our plans are right, we should be looking at doing 100,000 orders by June on the marketplace. The entire model is built around a marketplace, no discounting, zero inventory, model where we help SMEs or we handhold them to come online and open their storefronts. Today we have about 25,000 SMEs who have already opened their storefronts, and from a SKU range standpoint, we have about 500,000 plus SKUs. Yeah. So as I mentioned, the inherent business model is based on SME, right? So if you have a shoe retailer in Agra and sitting on Golf Course Road in Gurgaon, you want to buy that particular shoe, which you may have liked, right? Today, you don't have any such means from an e-commerce standpoint beyond branded goods where SMEs, come online and open a storefront. So Ask Me Bazaar comes into the play, and then they take away the pains of shipping, cash on delivery, etc. After the moment a click is, pressed. So our growth has largely been, B class and C class towns, where SMEs have been wanting to come online. We've got them online, and the transactions which were earlier devoid of options are happening now. So e-commerce 2015, we have seen growth in terms of e-commerce entity talking about varied range of SKUs, discounting it deeply, and I am of the firm opinion that what we have seen so far is the tip of the iceberg, right? If you look at it, e-commerce as a component of organized retail as a component of total retail, right? What we have scratched is, I will not say even the surface, right? So in next 5 years, you would see a lot of new models coming up. A lot of people who would have done mistakes in the past would have learned from their mistakes and moved, forward. And I think the next generation of e-commerce businesses will be built on the consumer experience rather than, deep discounting. No. So there is no tough competition between E and M.
A lot of websites are like
No. So they are complementing each other. India is a dichotomy of sorts where the growth in internet never came from desktop, right? Because of the prohibitive pricing of desktop. It came from mobile. Today you have about 850 million plus active mobile, consumers, out of which you have about 120 million smartphone consumers. So there is a bigger chunk of that lot which consumed internet for the very first time on mobile. And with 4G coming in, with 3G, getting penetrated deeper, the consumption patterns are evolving now. So what you wouldn't have seen earlier, a guy in Kanpur who never had access to a particular shoe, today using his smartphone can buy a shoe. And guess what? He doesn't need to pay when he buys it, right? He needs to pay when the shoe gets delivered to him at the doorstep. So we are looking at expansion from 2 points of view. One is, of course, we are enriching consumer experience by fine-tuning our algorithms, by adding more SKUs, by adding more merchants. While we do that, from an India standpoint, we've just launched a business in Malaysia, which is called Find It. Beyond Malaysia, we are already looking at entering geographies like Indonesia, Philippines, UAE, and Africa. So that would, pretty much encapsulate what we intend to do in next, maybe 3 to 4 quarters. So again, omni-channel, retail is only poised to grow. So I'm of the firm opinion that offline retail is not going to go away. In fact, if you look at the numbers, right, e-commerce or m-commerce has only added to the, present pie of consumption. So omni-channel retail will only create more options for retailers, to engage more consumers and create newer consumption patterns and monetization opportunity. As recent as last week, I think there is a store in South Korea which has opened up where in the store there are only LED screens, right? You can check which brand of soap or toothpaste you want to buy, and you can click. By the time you are, in your exit counter, your stuff is already packed. that. So these are the new things I think which are waiting to happen. Very good. I think this is a platform which has been very sufficiently managed to create a balance between both online and offline retail. This entire recognition that online retail is not going to eat into offline retail is a awakening of sorts, I'll say.